Hey guys, so today's video is going to be about my favorite makeup brands of 2021 and 2020 and probably 2022. I don't think this is going to change anytime soon unless like some extra wild brand comes out and they just like literally blow me off my feet. But right now, these are my top 5 brands and it's probably not going to change. I have 3 products that are like my top favorites from each brand if you guys want to try them out. Except for one brand where I only have 2, but the 2 are so good that like I don't need a third one. The 2 are enough. Okay, so let's just start with my absolute favorite, Charlotte Tilbury. If I could put on the list every single product from Charlotte Tilbury, I would, because I don't think I've ever tried anything that I didn't like. And that is the truth. I'm just gonna put it that way. I think that's the truth. But my favorites are her foundations, just in general. If you want a more matte, full coverage look, the Flawless Airbrush Finish Foundation is incredible. My favorite. I literally put it into my end of year faves probably twice in a row now. But her recent Beautiful Skin foundation is my favorite, like more medium coverage, natural looking foundation is the one I'm wearing today. It looks stunning. It looks like skin. If you set it, it will look set. If you don't set it, it will look like skin, beautiful, hydrated, dewy. So her foundations are to die for. Her face palettes, the ones that have like bronzers, blushes, highlights, eyeshadows in them, I think they are amazing. If you don't want to buy separate blush, bronzer, highlight from Charlotte Tilbury because it can get very pricey, I think that is like the best way to try her products without actually having to buy all of the separate products. Mainly if you get the ones with the eyeshadows in them, you have a whole face of Charlotte Tilbury for the price of one product. They are very pricey they are pricey, but they are less pricey than if you bought all of that separately. And I get that you get less product, but a lot of times you won't get through all that product. So I just think her face palettes are where it's at. I think the quality is amazing. I like all of them and I've tried all of them. So just get whichever one you like, get whichever one looks the best to you. All of the formulas are amazing, but I think my absolute faves are these ones. They come in 2 different shades, light and deep, and they are amazing. The formula on them is gorgeous. And you get the Flawless Airbrush Powder, which is my top product. It didn't make the cut today because I just think it's like a boring product. It's a face powder, but it's the best face powder of all time and I don't use anything else. But if you just get it in the face palette, then it's almost like I have 4 products in 3. So I've mentioned 4 products, but it's actually 3 products. I'm not cheating. My last fave is anything lips. I think Charlotte Tilbury does lips best. I'm wearing Pillow Talk lip liner and Pillow Talk lipstick right now. I would usually put a lip gloss on top, usually also from Charlotte Tilbury. I think she just knows what she does with lips and she does it well. All of the shades are flattering. The lipsticks look natural. They don't sit on the lips. They almost just like blend in with the lips. I hate when lipstick looks like it just sits on my lips and it doesn't soak in and it just lays there like a layer of film, and I don't need that. I find, actually, controversial opinion, Pam McGrath lipsticks, they kind of sit on the lips rather than like meshing with my lips. This looks like lips. If you want to overline and you want to look great, why is my microphone slipping away from me? This setup is really annoying because my microphone just doesn't want to stay in one place. If you need your lips to be overlined or just look more plump and juicy, I feel like Charlotte Tilbury is just where it's at. I don't make the rules, actually, you know? My second favorite brand, now that I've mentioned one product from the brand that I don't like, I'm actually going to mention a product that I do like because my next favorite brand is Pam McGrath, which I know controversial because I just said I don't like the lipsticks. That's fine because it's still one of my favorite brands. Obviously, number 1, eyeshadow. If you buy the Mothership palettes, you're not going to be disappointed. They are very expensive, but Pam McGrath does 30% sales all the time, 25% sales all the time. Do not get them full price. Get them on a discount. But if you get the Mothership palettes, the full-size Mothership palettes, you're not going to be disappointed. The mattes are buttery and pigmented. The shimmers are smooth. And those Blitz Astral shades, the last 4, are undupable. I've never tried anything that looks quite like them. I just think they're like the best shadows in the game. And they are my most prized possessions when it comes to my makeup. They're the eyeshadow palettes that I'll never get rid of. And they are just what I cherish the most and what I actually enjoy using. Like, they're the ones that actually bring me excitement. And I think the color schemes are always well thought out, amazing, fantastic, and flattering, but also experimental, not boring. Anyway, concealer. This concealer is the best concealer of all time. It's the only thing I want to use. Unless I'm having my natural days, then I'm using the Stretch Concealer from Glossier, which is my second favorite concealer. But if I'm doing just a full face of makeup, that concealer is unbeatable. There is actually nothing that I enjoy more than that concealer. As in concealer-wise, in the same category. I don't enjoy any concealer quite as much as I enjoy that one. I've never tried a concealer where I was like, oh, this could rival the Pam McGrath one. I've never tried a concealer where I was like, this comes close to the Pam McGrath one. It just looks like skin. It blurs. It just smooths everything out. It doesn't crease. It just looks like perfected, fantastic skin. You know? You can use it to spot conceal. You can use it under your eyes. You can do anything with it. I have it in like 1,000 different shades. I just have it for all different occasions, and I will continue to buy it as long as I live. And the last one is, I know I said this is very boring for Charlotte Tilbury, but I just had different products for that one that I liked more than the powder. But for this one, this pressed powder is hands down one of the best powders I've ever used. I use just the translucent one because it's the lightest shade, but they have 3 different shades for skin tones, like light, medium, deep. I use the light one, but it's actually translucent. And then they also came out with a yellow one. So if you need like a brightening yellow banana powder, they have that as well. It's pressed, but it's pressed very loosely. Very loosely. The kick up on it is, you know, you end up going through it like water. So it's very expensive for how much product you get and how long you have it for. I think if I actually try hard, I can use it up in a month. Easy. But it is the most perfecting, blurring, setting powder I've ever used. There is not a single powder that comes even remotely close to that one. This powder spits in the other powders' faces. I have never been this enthusiastic about a setting powder as I am about that powder. Of course, you'll be like, what about the Charlotte Tilbury one? That one has a very different place in my routine. I would never use that one to set my whole face because it's too pigmented. I only use it in the places that I need to use it, and it's good for that. But if I needed a powder to set my whole face with and not use a single other powder, the Pam McGrath one is where it's at. It would be very expensive because if you use it all over your face, you're going to go through it, like I said, in like a month. But it is the best looking powder I've ever tried. If you don't like powder, try that one because you will change your mind. Those are my top 3 for Pam McGrath. I'm so enthusiastic and passionate about all of these products, okay? Because I'm on a no-buy, and these are staples that, like, I have 1,000 of these. I don't need to buy anything else. Whenever I want to buy a new product and ruin my no-buy, I think about how much I like these products and how I don't need to try anything else because I know these work. I could do a full face with just these. My third brand is actually a more affordable brand, and it's Colourpop. Of course, I love Colourpop. I feel like they can't do anything wrong. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So my first one is foundation. Their Pretty Fresh foundation is stunning. It looks high-end when you put it on your face. They have a bunch of different shades. The formula is just to die for. It is natural looking, but also has high coverage. I think it's just... It would probably look like this if I put it on the skin. If I did like half-half, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And the price difference is enormous. So if you're looking for a good, solid, natural, everyday foundation that also has pretty good coverage, the Pretty Fresh foundation from Colourpop is where it's at. My second favorite product from Colourpop is the Super Shock Shadow. The Super Shock Shadow formula is where it's at. I feel like, yes, their eyeshadow palettes are really good for the price, whatever. If you just need one thing to spice up your routine, Super Shock Shadows, buy one that you really enjoy and use it with literally a bronzer in your crease. I'm going to be honest with you guys, if you do a full face of makeup and you put a little bit of bronzer in your crease and like an eyeliner and you just put a Super Shock Shadow all over your eyelid, you look like $1,000,000. You look editorial, you look expensive, you look like you put 5 hours into your eyeshadow when in reality you literally just did like this with your finger and it looks amazing. They come in the metallic formula, glittery and ultra glittery, I think, or is it just ultra glittery and metallic? Either way, they have hundreds of shades. They keep on coming out with new ones. They put them into palettes. Sometimes you'll get an eyeshadow palette with a Super Shock Shadow in it, or you just get them as singles in collections or just as singles in general. They just have so many. They have like rainbow shades, like blues and pinks and stuff, but they also have like these beautiful like just champagne bronzy tones for every day. I'd recommend getting like an everyday bronzy tone, and trust me, you're not going to want to use anything else on your eyelids. It's amazing. And the last one is maybe controversial, I don't know, but I'm going to say that the So Juicy lip glosses are where it's at. First of all, nostalgia, like it just looks like a nostalgic nice lip gloss from back in the day. But 2, it's plumping, but it's not like annoying plumping, it's like minty plumping, so it makes you have a minty flavor in your mouth. But 3, they are the most juicy looking, you know, the name So Juicy would actually be a very accurate description of how this lip gloss looks on your lips, because juicy is like the best word I can use to describe your lips after you apply it. Juicy. They look huge, they look plump, they look luscious, they look glossy, they look glassy actually. You look like you just spread wet glass liquid gloss on your lips. They're very sticky though. If you don't like sticky lip glosses, this one might not be the best one for you. It's not like outrageously sticky, but if you get any on your hand and you try and rub it off, you feel the tack. You feel the tick and the tack. And if it starts to wipe off on your lips, you get that like leftover sticky residue as if you like put a piece of tape down on something and took it off and there's like the residue there left. But if you don't mind any of that and you just want glossy, beautiful lips for an affordable price tag, So Juicy is where it's at. Fourth, this is the one I only have two for because I've only tried 2 products from this brand, but it's my favorite brand because the 2 products are like the main products that you need to try. Natasha Denona. This is a recent find for me. I think I found Natasha Denona in 2021 and then I became obsessed and I bought like 5,000 different eyeshadow palettes. So let's start with the first product, eyeshadow palettes. One of the best formulas I've ever tried. Both mattes and shimmers are stunning. Sometimes with a brand, one is better than the other, like a lot better. For example, Viseart, I'd say their mattes are incredible, but their shimmers are quite like just regular. Like I don't really think it's like anything to write home about. Pam McGrath does both well, but definitely shimmers are like the strong point. With Natasha Denona, I feel like there is a beautiful balance of mattes and shimmers. If you want like an all-round amazing palette, pick one palette that you know you'll use from Natasha Denona every day and you literally won't need another palette. There is not a single palette that you will need that isn't that palette. For me, it's probably... So I personally love the mini 5 pans. I think they're a great value for money. They're the cheapest that you can get from Natasha Denona. They're $25 each, I believe. And you get 5 pans, you get like a cohesive look. The one I'm wearing today is the nude one and it is just so good. It blends so well, it looks amazing. They also have like a mini glam if you don't want to commit to the full size thing. They have the mini gold, which I actually prefer the full size gold. I have the full size gold, the bronze, the glam, the metropolis, the Cirque de Loco, Cirque, something, Circus de Loco, Cirque, something to do with Cirque. I don't use that one too much. I don't think it's a cohesive look. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But the minis, I have like most of them. I have Retro Love, Gold Star, Nude, Glam. I have a few. So yeah, if I say for the bigger palettes, I'd say mid-size is where it's at. The bronze, the glam. For those super, super big sizes, I'd say gold is my favorite, but Metropolis is a very close second. And then for the minis, I'd say nude and glam are the everyday basics that you'll literally never get bored of. So those are my favorites. I think they're just great eyeshadows, amazing eyeshadows actually. The second one is highlight. Highlight from Natasha Denona looks like skin, but like amazing skin. This one right here, one of my favorite highlights of all time. It doesn't get much better than this. It's so smooth, but also so shiny at the same time. Like you wouldn't think, usually for highlight is super, super blinding. It just, texture comes out. Things don't look great, but if it's super like good looking on the skin, like blurring and amazing, it's a very subtle highlight. So to have both is great for me. That one is both blinding and blurring. Moving on, the last brand for today is Kaleidos, which is my only indie brand on here. Yeah, so I've had 3 high-end, 1 more affordable, 1 indie, which I think is a good balance. Kaleidos is my favorite indie brand, hands down. They just shock and surprise me every time. The eyeshadows are amazing. I think they come out with great color schemes. So they have those like long palettes that I personally really enjoy. I mainly like Sashimi City and Lavender Luna. Those are my 2 favorite from those. They also have like big palettes, but I just prefer the small ones. I think they're great. My absolute favorite product, actually, this is difficult. The lip clays are a more recent launch for them. They're basically these like blotted lip looks that do not dry your lips out, but also do not transfer. Amazing shades, amazing lasting power. I don't know what they put in this formula, but I've never, ever, ever tried a lip product that performs like these ones. Ever. I have not tried a lip product that works like this one. I don't know what they put in it. It almost has like a silicone finish on the outside, where it doesn't transfer, but it never really dries down, so it doesn't make your lips feel crackly and dry. I don't know what they put in it, but I love that lip product. And the last one is highlight, which is possibly the most popular thing from Kaleidos. I feel like that's what they're known for. They have a smooth formula, which is like super, super smooth, which is just literally like a color peeking through your skin, but you can't really detect product, if that makes sense. 2, they just have like a regular formula, which is just like an in-between highlight. 3, they have like a chunky glittery formula, which is amazing, but it's not like every day. And they recently started coming out with multi-chromes, which they have 2 of. They have Prophecy and Gifted, and they are my favorite highlights from literally their lineup. But I have all of them and I love all of them. I've used all of them. Just amazing, amazing highlights if you want something that's more special than just like a regular shade. If you already have regular shades, get Kaleidos and pick up like a blue. And spice up your life. Do you know what I mean? The multi-chromes though are amazing. They're where it's at. I think Prophecy and Gifted are like incredible. They have a clear base and then just the glitter has the color in it. So it literally works on all skin tones. And those are my favorite top 5 brands with top 3 products, except for Natasha Denona, top 2 products from each brand. So if you want to try something out and you're not doing a no buy, try these out. And if you have these in your collection, go back and pick them up because I think they're amazing products that I can't live without at this point. Anyway, let me know what your favorite brand is and your favorite products from said brand. Subscribe with that bell, like, comment for engagement. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.